Patterns, Chapter 9. Patterns. A pattern is an event that repeats itself consistently under similar conditions. In other words, you cut yourself, you bleed. You hit something hard enough, you're going to get bruised, so you might break something. You take a glass of water, and wherever you are on Earth, you take it and you tip it over, and the water is going to fall out. Those are just examples of what a pattern is. Every person has a patterns based on what elements they're strong and weak in. Now, these strong and weak elements, they control and influence what patterns you're capable of performing. Your strong elements are where you go to when you want to go and figure something out. They're what you're most comfortable with, so that's where you go to deal with something. The weak elements, you don't have the influence or power at them, so you can't go and work with them. So they're ignored. Now, how you deal with your problems demonstrates what elements you are strong in. Here's I used the example earlier of the drug addict. They go for drugs first, because it creates a physical sensation, and the need for this is from desire. Because they need to feel that physical sensation in order to be able to deal with the problems. Now, the next two chapters, the next two sections in this video, they show you how common problems can develop, what the problems are, and the most likely ways each element wants to go and solve the problem. Example of patterns. The first section. Here we have an illustration with the physical elements of matter, process, space, and bonding. In earlier videos, I may have called it connections. Bonding suits it a little bit better, I think. Now, for examples, matter. If a problem, you're going to seek physical comfort first, or solve the problem in ways that provide you physical comfort. Now, these could be drugs, alcohol, sex, or anything that provides a physical sensation. Now, for the element of process, you're going to want to immediately deal with the problem. You're going to want to find a quick fix, get out of the way, and done and over with. Now, if you're strong in space, you're going to need time to think about the solution. Now, could spend all kinds of hours and days or whatever, depending on the problem. You may never actually do something about it once you get the problem figured out. Now, binding, what you do here if you have a problem is you seek help from other people. It could be friends, relatives, counselors, or whatever. Example of patterns, the second page. Here we have the spiritual elements: letting go, desire, altered state, and focus. Now, desire allows your elements to control you. The stronger your element of desire, the more the physical element you're strongest in will control your reactions. The stronger you are, the less choice you will have in finding a different solution to follow. The letting go, that ignores the problem. It's like the problem doesn't exist. You don't acknowledge it in any way whatsoever. The focus eliminates the problem. It forces you away from the problem. It forces the problem away from you. It tries to get you away from it so that the problem doesn't affect you. Or you take care of it as quick as possible, then it no longer affects you. In an altered state, that changes the sense of the world to suit what you want it to be. It's not the same thing as ignoring it. When you ignore a problem, you still deal with it when you absolutely have to. But in altered states, your person can start yelling at you, and it's like that person no longer exists. Or you start talking to other people, ignoring it totally, or whatever else needs to be done.